And we're live! Welcome to Thursday Night Tradition in Edmonton. I'm Zach Storms, one of the founders of Startup TNT.
And I'm Lindsay Vanstone, the YEG Summit Lead for Summit VII. And tonight is a very special night. It is the top 20 pitch night and also week 208 of Startup TNT.
208 weeks! We're almost 4 years old, TNT! TNT stands for Thursday Night Tradition because we meet every single Thursday to have fun, make friends, and build companies. And hey, sometimes invest in great companies. And tonight's a very special night. We got 20 entrepreneurs from across our community, some of the greatest minds from our startup community, sharing what they're working on. All of you here to support them. And a few of us, hopefully many of us, are going to invest in them on June 15th.
Definitely. And you know, Zach, tonight is even more special, and some of you might know why. It is May the 4th.
That's right. May the 4th be with you. I'm excited to make a bunch of corny references to the 888 episodes of Star Trek.
Star Wars. Yeah, that's okay. We are in this out-of-the-world space here at AIMI, and we would like to bring Adam up on the stage. Thank you for hosting us here. Can we get a round of applause for Amy and Adam?
You need a lightsaber for this and a microphone.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us here in, like you said, our beautiful space here at AIMI. My name's Adam, and I'm the product owner of startups here. So if you are a startup founder, work at a startup, and you're wanting to see how AI or machine learning can be applied to your business, or maybe you already have AI and machine learning in your business and you want to get connected into a world-class AI institute, come find me. I'll give you one of my cards. Let's have a meeting, and we'll see how we can support you. Thanks.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam. We love this space. Thanks so much.
Lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
We would like to acknowledge the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who have walked on this land. This land embraces the spirits of lives that lived on it and share the narratives of those who have walked on it before us. Tonight, we honor the elders whose stories this land carries. And in light of these stories, Zach would like to share a recent story of his own.
Yes, thank you, Lindsay. Recently, I took a trip to Saskatoon, and when I got off the airplane, Jesse, our Saskatchewan lead, brought me to a special happy hour, and I think half the audience was from the Indigenous community. We spent the next day at an all-day conference between the Saskatchewan Indigenous Economic Development Network and Startup TNT, sharing stories, sharing learnings about building companies together. And we just signed an MOU with them, and it was just a bit of an inspiration for me about sort of small or big things we could do to bring new people into our community right here. So maybe just a reflection to think about. Next time you're at TNT, next time you're at an event, who could you bring to welcome into our community? Because every great startup community requires strong interactions among the participants. And in fact, Lindsay, what have we achieved at TNT over the last 4 years by bringing community together?
We are all about bringing people together and seeing what they can achieve. So we have brought together countless entrepreneurs, 300 investors who have invested into over 70 companies across the prairies, raised over $10 million in capital, and really are making this community flourish. Absolutely.
And you know, keep in mind, we started in Edmonton. There's about 25 Edmonton companies on that logo field, but there's another, what's the math on that? 75 companies from across the prairies. We started a movement here in Edmonton where there's 4 events happening all across the prairies right now, and there's kind of 3 key groups that we bring together to make this event happen. Lightsaber. The first one is all of our partners. Let's hear it. Let's give a round of applause. All the people that give us the empowerment to make this happen. Many of them are here tonight. Some of them have been here from the very beginning. Some of them are joining us for the first time tonight. Many of them do joint programming with us, support entrepreneurs across the prairies here in Edmonton, and they're going to be here to help us host the event tonight.
Yes.
Lightsaber.
We also want to thank our investors. We can't do this without them. Our investors put their time, their energy, and invest into companies, and it is truly incredible what they all do. So let's have a round of applause for our investors.
Let's hear it for the investors. Many of them are here tonight. And finally, lightsaber, why invest in startups at all? Let's hear it for the entrepreneurs. These are the people that look at the world and say, I'm going to turn this into what I think it should be. And I feel like it's kind of a gift of human existence that you don't have to accept the status quo. You can go out there and you can create the world that you want for yourself, for your community, and entrepreneurs show us the way. And I look forward to learning from 20 of them tonight about how they're doing it for us. So let's hear it for all the entrepreneurs. Woo!
Okay, so how do our investment summits work? Well, every investor pre-commits $5,000. The investors work together as a team to democratically go from all of our applicants to the summit winner that will be announced on June 15th at our summit finale. So be there, mark
Location
that day.
TBD, but you want to be there.
Yeah, be there.
Location TBD. Okay, lightsaber. So tonight we got 30 investors, 20 companies, actually 180 tickets sold. I don't know if you're all here right now, but let's hear it, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. One epic night. I think these guys are ready to watch the pitches. What else do we have left?
Oh, well, this is who is pitching tonight, but I'm not going to tell you any more about them because they are all here to tell you about them themselves.
So think about this, audience. Always be pitching. Pitchers, you get 3 minutes. We got 2 minutes for Q&A. We got some of our local investors, some of the TNT investors asking questions. Think about you as the audience. How can we welcome these people to the stage? It takes a lot of guts to quit your job and build a company that doesn't have any revenue. It takes a lot of guts to come up on stage and talk to all you people and try and tell you why it's a great idea to do that and you should invest in the company. So support them. Let's hear it for them. Maybe you can make an intro. Maybe you can just give them a high five. Maybe you can join their team. I just talked to Curtis, who told me he met 2 new team members at TNT events in the last couple of weeks. Who else here has made a new friend or met someone at Startup TNT?
Okay, by the end of today, everyone's hand will be up.
By the end of the night. Okay, lightsaber. Oops, sorry. These are actually quite delicate lightsabers. You don't want to touch anything with them.
Okay, so what's next? After the pitches tonight, we will head over to Red Star on Jasper for the after party. Join us there. And be sure to donate to our bar tab here. You can do that by sending an e-transfer to cheers@startuptnt.com. And Zach, we already have we have more than one donation, but one donation that's not anonymous in Edmonton.
Who is it?
That is Stephen Breeze.
Let's hear it for Stephen, one of our investors. Hey, Steve! It's a long tradition of making friends by buying them for a drink at Startup TNT. That's how I met co-founder Tim Lin. Okay, I think we're ready. Are we ready?
I think we are.
I think we got through everything. Who's ready to hear some pitches? Okay, which co-host is coming up to introduce the pitches?
We are having Angelo from MNP be the co-host and introduce our first 5 companies. So Angelo, come on up. And as he's coming up, we'll tell you about our Q&A facilitator for this round. It is Rob Davey. And Rob Davey is a multi-summit investor with Startup T and also owns Laser City. And that is where his stormtroopers never miss the mark. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Angelo Telemay. I lead our technology and innovation team at MNP provincially. So for folks that are not familiar with MNP, we're a national firm headquartered here in Alberta. We've always been the go-to firms for entrepreneurs, and this is a space that we're very passionate about. But as much as I want to talk more about how awesome it is to work with MNP, I don't think you're here to hear about that. You're here to listen and hear all these awesome companies pitching tonight. So a few weeks back, Lindsay reached out, sent me an email asking me to introduce some of these companies today. And when I found out it's happening on May 4th, and I found out as well that I have all the excuse to make all the corny Star Wars reference in all my introductions, I signed up right away. So, without further ado, our first company.
I would like to give you this lightsaber.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Ordr. Ordr is a SaaS company that lets passionate fans and stadiums order food and beverage right from the comfort of their seats. No lineups needed. All you need is your phone, your app, and you're ready to go. You can order a lot of things from this app, but don't worry, Jedis. With Ordr, the only thing it won't let you do is execute Order 66. Without further ado, our first presenter, Jade.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for having us tonight. My name is Jade Childs. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ordr. This is my business partner and CTO, Evan Wayne, for purposes of this presentation. I will be doing the presentation, and I will pass it to him for the Q&A. So, where does Ordr come from? 3 years ago, I was at Rogers Place watching the Edmonton Oilers battle the Calgary Flames. Boo. Like many others, first period to go, 5 minutes left. I get out of my seat and I go stand in line. 20 other people had the same great idea as I did. Not a few moments go by, the crowd behind me goes wild. I get to look 20 feet in front of me, and on a 45-inch screen TV, I see Ryan Nugent-Hopkins dropping the gloves with Sean Monahan. Light bulb, Ordr. No great product is exceptional without a phenomenal team backing it. From Forbes 500 execs to C-suite executives of the Edmonton Oilers, all the way to VPs of marketing for well-known Canadian tech startups. Our advisory team takes that a step further with IPO founders and technical and financial execution. So the problem is missing moments and standing in line. We fix that with a smartphone, bridging the gap between people in their seat and the concessions nearest. We've had an exceptional amount of traffic right off the get-go, signing league-wide deals with the Canadian Elite Basketball League 3 months post-launch. How it works for stadiums. You place an order on your phone, the stadium kitchen display unit receives it. From there, one of our 50,000 runners across North America fulfills that order and brings it to your seat. We've got an incredibly exciting year ahead with potential deals with all 4 major leagues. A quick case study, look back. Between Ordr and the belly up concessions, we are seeing upwards of 190% higher spend on Ordr. And this goes for all venues. We've got a healthy market at $20 billion, and we're hoping to get $260 million off of that. So how do we make money? We pass on that convenience fee of 10% to the end customer with a $5 to $7 delivery fee, depending on the size of the venue. Differentiating ourselves amongst other competitors out there, we have a network of 50,000 people. We call it an army, as well as an exponentially better product to engage with. Our ask today is an opportunity to invest $1.2 million into Ordr. Thank you very much, everyone.
There we go. Thank you very much for that. That was awesome. This is weird. I'm not asking you the questions, so I don't know who you are.
Well, I was going to give you my mic because I used to be a teacher. I could use my teacher voice, but it seems like it works.
No, we got to be able to talk to the internet, and they can't hear us if we just shout. So,
Twitter says different. But
50,000 runners. Okay, that's a crap ton of people. Who are they? Are they employees of Ordr? Are they employees of the venue? Are they AIRmarket employees? Like, who are those people?
yeah, so these are people that are already working in the gig work economy within the venues and markets that we are in. They're people who are looking for different and unique opportunities to earn income. I'm sure, as you can imagine, post-pandemic, lots of people have went into the flexible future of work space, and it's harder and harder for them to make a decent amount of money because the number of orders are the same, but the number of couriers go up. So they're looking for new and unique opportunities. Plus, you get to be part of a pretty cool atmosphere. Better than your car.
That's a pretty cool gig, right? You get to be at the Oilers game and, run some beers to people and also, out of the side of the eye, watch the game.
Yeah, and have no insurance costs, no wear and tear in the vehicle, no gas or anything like that.
Okay, so this Uber for food delivery in arenas, like you really mean that part, the gig work and yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And we
Okay.
have a 90% retention rate game over game. So we have people that are in our markets that have been at every game.
That's crazy. How far along are you with the leagues in, this, how long before this is in every NHL, NFL, all the other NNs, arenas?
Yeah, so we're currently in negotiations with about 14 teams across the 4 major leagues across North America, as well as pending partnership with Ophir Group, and they have about 200 to 300 venues across North America, and we are their preferred partner. So we're determining a rollout plan within their venues, as well as with Levy Restaurants, which is one of the largest concessionaires in North America and the world. Next week, we're sitting down with them for a rollout of 10 to 15 venues as a phase 1 rollout within that organization as well.
That is amazing. Congratulations, guys. Really excited. And hopefully we'll all be ordering from Ordr soon when we're at our next game. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, great work, folks. So our next company is Aro Robotic Systems. Aro Robotic Systems have developed Aro S, which is an AI-based autonomous robot that can help automate work. This robot can help in the shop, can help in the warehouse, can deliver in the warehouse, can deliver everywhere. Unfortunately, they don't have any plans to deliver on Clone Wars. Give it up to our next presenter, Fahim.
Amazon has got over 500,000 robots to automate their operations. How about small and medium-sized enterprises? They are facing severe labor shortages. Would you think that they can also buy a robot? No. They have to buy multiple robots for various tasks, requiring weeks for installations and cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. They just cannot afford that. At Aro, we made it possible with just one robot, installation time, literally 30 minutes, and the cost 1/10 of the competition. I am Fahim Khan, CEO at Aro Robotic Systems, and we have developed the most advanced multitasking AI robots, which you can see right here at the corner. Now, with just one platform and multiple different attachments, our clients can automate their various manual and repetitive tasks, such as cleaning floors, moving materials, spraying hazardous chemicals, and the list goes on. We made it simple and inexpensive, and this is why we are winning. Over the last few months, we did multiple experiments, and we found 3 most effective approaches for client outreach. That resulted in 13 companies on the waiting list, representing a revenue of over $500,000, and the list is growing quickly. We either sell the robots or we provide through monthly subscription. Where we are now, we have been getting a lot of feedback from partners, clients over the last few years. We have been developing various versions, and recently we launched the 3rd generation of our design, which has taken care of all of the defects and bugs from last multiple designs. I am a serial entrepreneur. I got multi-years of experience in industrial automation and global sales. And my co-founder, Clayton, right over here, he has been developing software for robots for multi-years, and he is the inventor of multitasking technology. And in our team, we got world-class experts on AI and robotics. It's a no-brainer that the opportunity is huge. Globally, millions of SMEs are struggling to overcome labor shortages, and they want to automate their manual and repetitive regular tasks. And the great thing for us, they got very similar needs, actually. Look, the robots are coming to small businesses. You can ignore them as investors, or you can make huge amount of money off of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fahim. I had the pleasure of chatting this morning with Fahim during one of our due diligence calls, and I told him he had to bring his robot. So once we're done, go have a look at his robot. He will make it do tricks and everything. It's super cool. How long have you been working on this for? Your origin story was kind of cool as to why you decided to do this.
Right. So accurately, we started in February 2020 when we got COVID in, and when we found that humans were afraid of humans, and then one single person was spreading so much infection across the team, and then SMEs were not able to afford automation technology. So the whole chaos started, and that triggered us that we got a lot of experience in the team. So
it was the classic, how hard can it be? We can do that, right?
Yeah. So, and then year and over year, it has been 3 years now. So we have been through the regular process of research, and we resolved. Luckily now we are out of all those challenging time. Our robots are already in the piloting and trials with multiple companies. So that difficult time is over.
Fahim was telling us about some of the people that he's trialing with, which I'm not going to share, but there are names that you will recognize. He's got these being tested in companies that you know, and they're seeing how they can integrate it in all kinds of things, from moving things around to cleaning and stuff like that. You mentioned they can be used for many uses. How many things can these things do?
Well, the application is literally limited by our imagination. However, number of attachments we can put on these robots is dependent on however number of problems are around. Whether it is loading your laundry from a box to a machine, or moving materials, cleaning floors, spraying chemicals, disinfecting surfaces. It's literally the more we talk to the clients, the more we learn, oh, this task can also be automated. Let's develop an attachment for that. And so there are so many various attachments that are coming up. So at the moment, we got 4. We recently built those, but more and more is coming up, actually.
Yeah, I think you described it this morning as you were saying you want to be the iPhone and let other people build the apps on top of it as well, that they can bolt on the top, and suddenly it can be anything you need it to be in the future.
Yeah, so it is our philosophy that we want to develop an ecosystem where this autonomous AI-based platform needs to be around, and other companies are going to come forward. They're going to develop their attachments compatible to these platforms. And we would be the only company globally basically doing that.
That's so super cool. I'm really excited for them. Give it up for Fahim and go check out his robot later on.
Great work, Fahim. Our next company, Lotic. Lotic allows you to access legal advice from the comfort of your home. They can help if you're dealing with partnerships. They can help with if you're dealing with car accidents. Their lawyers can defend you everywhere. And honestly, if you can't even shake Boba Fett, Lotic can also help. Give it up for Sam Raheel.
Hello, everyone. So, my name is Sam, and I am the co-founder of Lotic.com. We are a legal services marketplace. I would like to start today's pitch with a very deep and personal story. I was about 14 years old, and I distinctly remember it was 10 p.m. at night. And we had those old landlines in our home. The phone rang, and I could see that the number on the caller ID was from my dad's convenience store. So I picked up the phone. I don't know who it was on the other end of the line, but the next sentence that I heard was, there was a robbery, and your dad has been shot in the chest. And I don't know for how long I just stood over there. And when I came to it, I told my mom, and we rushed to the hospital. The next few days were very hard as he recovered. His wounds healed, but our emotional wounds as the family didn't heal since that day. The hardest part about that incident was, even though he knew who shot him, he chose not to seek legal help because he had been discriminated by the legal system before. And unfortunately, he's not the only one. Less than 33% of Canadians seek legal help when they need it. And it's even worse globally. Less than 17% of the people in the developing countries seek any legal help. And I cannot even begin to share the stats with you about minorities, people with disabilities, and our LGBTQ communities. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to make sure that everyone in the world who wants and needs legal services have access to it. And we are doing that by making sure that, one, it's accessible, so whenever they need it, they can easily access it. Two, it is affordable. My Siri is going crazy. And three, we also wanted to make sure that buying or getting legal services is transparent. Now, on our platform, you can come and easily search and get connected to a lawyer in less than 5 minutes. Most of the lawyers on our platforms, they offer free consultation. So you know that you are getting connected with the legal professional right fit for you. Not just that, we are also making sure that our whole platform takes care of the process of you and your lawyer connecting. We make that by enabling secure file sharing and having encrypted end-to-end video calls. Now, since we have launched, we have had amazing traction. So far, we have had more than 70 lawyers and law firms on the platform. We have served more than 400 clients across Canada and in US. And we have also listed 150 fixed price services to make sure that legal services are affordable. Now, our revenue model is that, like, we don't charge to clients. Lawyers and law firms, they pay to be on our platform. So in 2023, we launched, and so far we have seen amazing traction. Right now, we are working on AI and NLP-based search engine, and we are also in process of launching our mobile applications. And in 2024, we are hoping to go into European and Asian markets. We come from a digital marketing background, and we have an amazing team. Someone like Andrea, who has dedicated her whole life to make legal services accessible. And someone like Suleiman, who is a corporate professional. So guys, we need your help. Edmonton and our startup community, we need your help to make sure that everyone in the world has access to legal services. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Quick question. What's kind of been the classic use case, the classic type of case or legal need that someone comes to LawTech? You mentioned, 150 different types of things that you guys can take on with fixed prices. But what's like the bread and butter that you guys are having coming into the platform?
So from immigration to real estate to family to criminal. But how many of you guys have been stopped by the side of the road by a cop? So that's when you need LawTech, right?
So I can pull up the app, and I've got the police officer standing at the window there, and they can tell me not to answer any of his questions. And
yes.
Yeah.
You have to wait for the legal counsel to answer the questions.
Okay, but you said 5 minutes, and I can get one. Okay, awesome. Everyone, give it up to LawTech.
All right, thanks, guys. Our next company, Roshan Water. Roshan Water do on-demand and on-site microbiological testing of water samples to determine very quickly if the water is safe. They've been very successful on getting contracts everywhere. They're getting contracts here in different provinces and different cities. They're even working on moisture farming contracts in Tatooine. Without further ado, our next entrepreneur, Amir Sarabi.
Wow, what a reference to Star Wars. I'm glad I'm wearing this today. Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Amir, one of the co-founders and CEO of Roshan Water. Let's get to it. All right, this way. The mission that we have is very simple. We want to help 5,000 wastewater treatment plants in North America that already have UV disinfection in place to save a lot of money on their electricity. Especially for the top 100 big ones in North America, they can save somewhere between $250,000 to $1 million every year on the electricity bill, reducing their GHG emission by 500 to 2,000 tons per year. And all of that is really possible if they just invest up to $50,000 in our product. So what is the problem we are solving for them? In the wastewater treatment plants, the UV system is there because it's receiving a huge amount of microbes, and its job is to kill the microbes before sending the water back to the environment. So they usually have a compliance threshold dictated by the government, and they have to be below that. In reality, what really happens is these wastewater treatment plants actually overtreat everything and actually overkill everything, and their effluent doesn't really have much of microbes in it, which is nice. But the question that we asked them was, why not operate your system in this medium region, somewhere in between, when you are still below that compliance threshold, so you're not going to get in trouble with the government, but also you're lowering your power consumption on the UV systems and saving a ton of money per year. And their answer to us was very simple. They said, we would love to do that, but in order to do that efficiently, our operators need to have a tool so they can go get the samples whenever they want, test it in real time, and if they have to, adjust the UV dosage and power. We don't have that yet. We are relying on our lab that gives the test results back 2 days from now, which is completely useless for our operation purposes. And that's fundamentally the gap, the money saving and the GHG gap that we are talking about. And the product that we are offering them is exactly what they need. Our product is a portable device that allows the operator in the wastewater treatment plants to do tests on their effluent whenever and wherever they want. More importantly, the patented cartridges that we have allow the test to happen in only 1 hour as opposed to at least 36 hours later. That's what they get from their labs right now. And we have built a host of digital solutions that allow them to track the test results, generate reports, and we are adding AI and machine learning to that as well. We have an amazing team of people working on this. I forced all of them one by one to actually watch on YouTube, so I'm hoping you're watching me now. But they are really, truly amazing. The co-founders of the company have more than 20 years of experience in the water and wastewater industry, where we actually saw how water samples are tested for bacteria, and we said, wait a minute, there has to be a better way of doing this. And then we have engineers who work non-stop on our digital components, on our AI and machine learning models as well. We started this year on the back of a very successful 2022. In the last year, we were able to do 11 paid pilots that generated more than $20,000 in revenue for us. And more importantly, it actually validated the accuracy of our test results. Earlier this year, our team deployed and developed the AI machine learning models that is increasing the accuracy of our prediction for machines by 150%. And now we are talking to the end users, such as Alberta Capital Region Wastewater Commission, who are interested to deploy this product on their site and quantify the benefits themselves. We have also picked the interest from large international organizations, the ones that are actually manufacturing the UV treatment systems for wastewater treatment plants, such as Xylem and Ordr Technologies, who are really keen to follow us and basically work with us on these projects. Today, we are raising $650,000. And this money will help us to keep the team that we have working on what they are really good at, to bring on people with the deep domain knowledge that will help us with business development activities, and this money will help us to successfully deploy our product within our end users. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation.
Thank you so much for that. As a non-water bacteria scientist kind of person, you're basically saying that we should treat them slightly less, which is, slightly unnerving. kind of quantify for us lay people how much they're over-treating with the UV and how you're not making this dangerous?
All right. So first of all, the water that they are treating is going back to the environment.
So this isn't the water we're drinking?
No.
This is what is going in the North Saskatchewan?
We are staying away from anything that's public health related because it has a ton of regulatory approvals in front of it. I'm tired of those. I'm not working on that. But so basically they receive somewhere between 40, 50,000 bacteria in their wastewater. They have to treat it down here in Alberta to 120. On daily basis, what they get is 5 and 10. And we ask them, why really are you doing this? Why not 30, 40? It's still acceptable if you're okay, but you're using 75% less power that way. And they said, well, we can't really do it right now. We need your product.
Okay. I feel pretty safe that we're not risking it and we're going to save a crap ton of electricity. So give it up for these guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Samir. So I promise this is my last corny Star Wars reference. Next company, SPI Utilities Solutions. SPI is the sole supplier of dry ice high voltage cleaning equipment in the world. They make sure that their clients maintain their critical infrastructure without turning the power off. And also, fun fact, they also make sure that the Death Star has 100% uptime. Our next entrepreneur, Megan, give it up.
Bam, the power goes out. Everyone's worst nightmare. Millions of people are affected by power outages every day. Your businesses being put on hold, your homes waiting for the power to be restored. Utilities face multiple penalties and millions of dollars in regulatory fines, working to restore the power for you and keep your businesses and homes running. Until today. Good evening. My name is Megan Hunter, and we at SPI help the large power companies to eliminate unwanted, unplanned power outages. Our team has over 80 years of combined experience in the field, and we have the only tool in the world that can clean live high voltage power systems that are affected by neglected maintenance procedures and is the primary cause of unplanned, unwanted power outages. We have helped the large power companies and utilities save as much as 50% in their revenue and their maintenance costs and procedures. We have raised over $500,000 in revenue and are growing significantly this year. We have a team of 5 and are looking to build our team to as much as 20 people this year. SPI is revolutionizing the way that power systems are maintained. We keep the power on for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megan. What's the advantage? Your device uses dry ice. What's the current kind of, if I'm not using dry ice, what am I using?
Correct. So the current solution is abrasive chemicals and materials that put substrates and put basically train loads of material back into the environment. We've created a tool that's patented in 130 different countries, and we are currently infiltrating North America to change the way that we basically maintenance systems. It's better, it's faster, it's more time efficient, it's green, and it's food safe. So.
Awesome. Okay, so less abrasive, more CO2, and more dry ice.
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Megan. Give a big round of applause for Megan and its SPI. Good job.
All right, first 5 pitches are done. Let's hear it for them. And I'm up here now with Chase Christensen.
Yeah.
Likes to redefine what it is to be a banker. Chic and approachable. Works at RBCX. Now, RBCX is a little bit different from a traditional bank. Tell us a little bit. I know you're working on a marketplace. Tell us what's going on at RBCX.
Yeah, a little bit. That's why there's no sleeves today. That's the difference. No, and so RBCX, our entire focus is supporting technology companies across Canada and really just trying to support them from different ways than we historically have. So, I mean, still going to be loans, still going to be bank accounts. I don't think we'd be a bank without that. But really supporting them in different ways. I mean, Zach mentioned the marketplace, so that's where we actually go out and work with partners like accounting firms, law firms, cloud service providers, get discount services for clients, things like that. So really just trying to think of how we can add additional value.
And are you working on some new Shred products?
Yes, well,
Shred
seems to be a pretty hot topic right now, just given the, I don't know how much people want to talk about the strike, but so it seems to be a pretty hot topic right now and seems to be pretty popular. So definitely something I'm chatting about a lot more than normal lately.
Okay, Chase, who's our next presenter?
So first up, we have Khalees Williams with UpRow.
Let's hear it for Khalees.
So UpRow is a virtual marketplace and social media platform for immigration. My name is Khalees Williams, and this is a picture of my family and I the day we decided to migrate to Canada 3 years ago. On that very same night, we were homeless. This is the inspiration behind this platform, which aims to eliminate immigration fraud. So after going through this experience, I volunteered helping over 500 immigrant families to settle in Canada, 3 of which are in the audience today. And what I found was astounding when I did a survey with them. 33% of my clients or persons that I helped had experienced immigration fraud and lost money. 50% of them experience anxiety about immigration. 70% of them experience hesitation about purchasing services because of immigration fraud. And a whopping 90% of them experience loneliness or depression during immigration. This is where UpRow comes in. We present 3 unique solutions, the first of which targets immigration fraud by only allowing identity-verified, publicly reviewed consultants on our platform. Our second solution looks at targeting loneliness by creating a news feed where immigrants can connect and network with one another. And our third solution uses our advanced filtering and matching technology to allow persons to filter and find their perfect immigration consultant, career coach, settlement service, school, or language tutor. By allowing these variety of services on our platform, this platform is not just useful for newcomers, but for every single immigrant for the rest of their life. The way how the platform works is you download our app, you log on using your Facebook or Google credentials or Apple, and you go ahead and click on whichever service you would like, and then you put in your information and use our advanced filtering technology. 1.5 million. That is the amount of newcomers Canada is going to be welcoming in the next 3 years, which makes this a prime market for UpRow. And our primary target audience will be India, Nigeria, the Philippines, and Ukraine. Our current competitors are the college, as well as social media platforms created by different consultants. And as you can clearly see, UpRow definitely meets the needs of the modern immigrant a lot better. It started with an idea. So I started blogging, vlogging, podcasting, screaming to anyone about this solution that I had magically came up with. And through this, I actually developed a lot of engagement on social media, accumulating over 25,000 engaged followers. I filtered those followers into my MVP, which is a web-based app, which I built on Bubble using no code. That web-based app, which was self-taught and built by me, generated over 100,000 in revenue, with over 3,000 active users. We're currently at the stage of launching our mobile app, and it has already been launched on Android stores, coming soon to Apple. Our next phase would be to include influencer marketing, as well as finally paid ads, because all of this was done organically. We generate income through commissions, advertising, verification, subscriptions, and school referrals. And after 2 years of bootstrapping this, we are finally aiming to be in profits this year, 2023. Our milestones have always been generated through customer acquisition. And I plan to keep this at the forefront, not just pumping money into a dead horse, but always validating the idea before investing more. With this in mind, we are going to be taking our user from 3,000 users this month to over 60,000 within the next year. This is our team, me, and one other virtual assistant. And today we are asking for $250,000, which will be used towards research for implementing AI technology, which I'll be talking to someone about here, into our already advanced filtering and matching technology, as well as used to finally hire a full stack developer. You could find out more about us on UpRow.ca, as well as by clicking and using this link. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Khalees. Well done. And here to ask questions is Yasmin Al-Hussein from the Accelerate Fund, one of the sponsors of Startup TNT.
Perfect, thank you. Sorry, that clap was not loud enough. Give it up one more time. That was a fantastic pitch.
Thank you.
All right, I gotta hit you with a hard question, one question only. Marketplace, sometimes that can be a dirty word out there. Tell us why you're attacking this space and how do you do it so well?
So the reason why I wanted to make it a marketplace is because it already is. Right? Most immigration professionals are out there on social media. They're falling victim to immigration, to fraud. People are thieving their identities. So it's already out there. What I wanted to create was a solution where persons don't have to be afraid to spend money. Most immigrants invest over $20,000 into the Canadian economy before even becoming a permanent resident. So there's a lot of money being lost to immigration fraud. People are losing their entire life's savings here. So if we can really cap that, put it into the hands of professionals, make it easier for persons to go through this very challenging situation, and just help persons all around. That's why I wanted to tackle it.
Amazing. If that doesn't want to make you open your checkbook, I don't know what will. So give it up one more time.
Well done. Thanks, Khalees. So next up, we're going to have Lana join us virtually from Areto Labs. And so if you want to make sure that your next vote passes in the Galactic Senate, you'll want to listen to what Lana and Areto Labs can do for you. So take it away, Lana.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to share my screen, assuming that that is the way to show everybody my deck. And so I'll roll with it unless somebody shouts that they can't see or hear me. But first of all, thank you so much for having me remotely. I'm really excited to be here with the group virtually and disappointed not to be there in person. My name's Lana Cuthbertson, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Areto Labs. So we know that many organizations use social media to build value, but online toxicity, abuse, and harassment can destroy that. Especially businesses rely on people to grow their brand communities. And when those people are abused or harassed, value is lost because fans disengage, sponsors leave, talent burns out and quits due to the impact on their mental health. And increasingly, talent audiences and fans are demanding solutions to this problem from those businesses. So it currently takes staff time to deal with the problem, and it's annoying and damaging. So Areto is a web-based product that automates digital community management so that organizations can protect their brand and talent and grow their audiences safely and positively engage their biggest fans. So this is what our product looks like for our users, just a sneak peek at that at the web app that we've built. And our solution rests on three main pillars. So our data engine and microaggressions detection model tracks and analyzes content on social media at scale and displays insights. We also equip our customers with a customized suite of moderation tools to automatically block, mute, delete, filter, hide harmful posts depending on the platform and their preferences. And our product finally has a set of tools to counteract the impacts of toxicity, such as automated positive interventions and mental health check-in tools. So our initial target market currently is the sports industry. We've done a lot of work to discover this, and we know that they have a very clear business pain point. They're searching for solutions and increasingly beginning to need to comply with new legislation, especially in the UK and the EU, Australia, and New Zealand. But more broadly, organizations are building their brands by building digital communities through public-facing talent or a widening definition of influencers. We believe this is the future of marketing, and our tool is the one that will enable growth in that department for our customers. We have a handful of direct competitors, some of whom we've already gone head-to-head for business against and won the business. And our customers tell us we're differentiated due to our deep understanding of both communications and our ability to apply deep technical solutions to the problem space. We're a B2B SaaS company, so we sell subscriptions to our software. Current pricing is on average between $1,000 and $5,000 per month. We believe that will increase as adoption increases and as our product improves. And our buyer's typically a marketing executive. So they usually work with our user, who's often a social media or talent or community manager. And these roles are measured on their ability to grow the value of their organization through community building, which ultimately depends on people. Our go-to-market strategy, we're currently focused on direct sales and business development through trade missions, referrals, and conferences, which has been very successful for us to date. And our plan is to shift to a product-led growth marketing strategy later in 2023. We're at $15,000 monthly recurring revenue with customers including the New Jersey Devils hockey team, Philadelphia 76ers basketball team, Sport New Zealand, the Canadian Mental Health Association, Federation of Canadian Municipalities. And our sales pipeline is quite healthy, negotiating currently with AC Milan, Juventus pro football teams, South Sydney Rabbitohs rugby team, Rugby League Cares International Cricket Council, many, many more, having lots of success connecting with these people at conferences and setting us up well for great revenue growth this year. And we've also already raised about $1.25 million from a set of fantastic investors. Our team, Areto Labs founders, have a broad range of experience and expertise across product development, sales, marketing, and business. And we're aiming to raise a total of $1.5 million in this current round via a SAFE agreement. So are looking for a couple final investors to join us on our mission to make digital communities more positive and inclusive. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. Lana, you've left me here by myself. How dare you? It's okay. Quick question for you, Lana. You've brushed over the team aspect, but tell us why this is the dream team, the special sauce to win in this business.
Oh, great question. So the three of us as co-founders have worked together on various projects for more than 10 years. So we've got a good working relationship and have a really good rapport and are good at collaborating. Each of us brings some kind of aspect of marketing or communications background and skills to the table. And our customers have told us this is a real strength of ours. Some of our competitors don't have the same kind of background and don't understand how to bake in the needs that they have into a product like we've done. And we've got some really good research skills in machine learning as well as part of our team. Our chief product officer did a master's in tech futures, focusing on building a microaggressions detection machine learning model. So we've got a solid NLP foundation underneath our product as well.
I think we're out of time, but thank you so much. Give it one more time for Areto Labs.
Thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Lana. So next up, we'll be hearing from Kybus. So Kybus converts animal manure to a fertilizer faster. A hint, I've heard it does even work on tauntaun dung. So welcome to the stage, Cody. I saw that laugh. Oh, got mine. Good luck. Appreciate I got at least one.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cody, and I am very excited to introduce to you my company, Kybus. At Kybus, we turn this into this. Through the process developed at Lethbridge Aquaculture Center for Excellence, we convert animal manure into a nutrient-rich, oh, too far. Sorry. Through the process developed at Lethbridge Aquaculture Center for Excellence, we convert animal manure into a nutrient-rich organic fertilizer. We are building on-site installations that are automated and controlled through cloud technology. So the fertilizer market is becoming increasingly expensive, and most fertilizers are produced through heavy usage of fossil fuels. One market that we noticed really relies on this is the hydroponic market. They don't have organic products. When I show hydroponic farmers this, they go crazy. They love it, and they want it. They want organic products, and we have a viable solution. So when we took a look at the market, the organic market is booming, and it takes up 6% of the North American market. When we apply that 6% to the hydroponic market, we have a $50 million initial market to capture. The world is drowning in poop, and we're diving headfirst to save it. Government regulations are becoming stricter on waste management processes, and our technology is a much needed solution to manage waste effectively. So our strategy for expansion includes selling and licensing our technology to farmers and waste management facilities, building a distribution network for the fertilizer, and getting accredited as a methane and carbon reduction technology. With your investment, we're planning on building our pre-commercial scale-up MVP. We want to have that MVP on farm at the end of this year. And so why are we the team to do that? Well, we're a team of 7. We cover all aspects of the development of this technology. And where we aren't experts in, we have amazing support from leaders of the industry. So I'd like to thank John and Nick for their amazing work on this technology, David and BPro for coming on as advisors, Thrive for their amazing academy program, Diane from IRAP, if you haven't talked to her, go talk to her, she's amazing, and Technology Alberta, they are doing amazing things. With your support, we can make the world a more sustainable place. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so first question, after you've done your MVP, give us a taste of what's next on the product roadmap.
Yeah, so we're looking to expand into multiple different types of manure. So we have, we're working on contracts with some fish processors in Halifax right now. And after that, we're doing research projects with chicken manure.
Okay, perfect. And you touched on selling to farmers as part of your strategy. What's the sales cycle like? What does that process look like for you and your team?
Yeah, so we've been approaching a few farmers that might be interested in this technology. And so with having building partnerships with on the supply side, like with building partnerships on the supply side, there is sustainability goals that are being formed, and so farmers are incentivized to use our technology to hit those goals.
Okay, perfect. And last question, your ideal investor profile. What does that person look like? What skills or networks do they have?
Yeah, so we're looking for investment with people who have connections in the farming industry, and we're also looking for connections who have people who have connections in the government regulation facility.
Perfect, thanks so much. Give it up one more time.
Well done, Cody. So next up, we have Wonder Interactive presenting. So Wonder Interactive gets games into people's hands faster. They're also responsible for bringing you the latest Jedi Master Training holograms. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Alex St. Louis to the virtual stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen. It's nice to be here with you today. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but delighted to share with you our vision for 3D on the web. My company, Wonder Interactive, makes 3D on the web simple. When you think of 3D content, you don't think web. You think PC application, mobile application. And that's because there's better tooling in place for developers and software companies to distribute, optimize, and package that content for consumption by billions of end users. But doing this for the web, the same tools don't exist. Streaming solutions, like when you select a Netflix movie or a YouTube video, sure, you can use that technology. It's called pixel streaming. But for software companies, it's extremely expensive, and this doesn't scale. Additionally, if you choose not to target the web and you instead target mobile and PC, customer relationships are disintermediated from business owners. And as a result, they're charged high distribution fees, oftentimes 15 to 30%. That's why we built WonderStream. WonderStream is a cloud-based platform for enabling developers to instantly publish and deploy their content directly to users over the web. It's as easy as package, publish, and play. You can get your content up online and as quickly as a few minutes instead of hours or days. Our initial target market for this was game studios, because the games market is massive and a lot of companies want to go cross-platform. That was the original impetus for the company. We quickly were absolutely trampled by the demand from companies in non-gaming 3D spaces, such as companies wanting to do product visualizations or fly through real estate visualizations or digital twins or geospatial software. But we still have seen strong demand from game studios. And this is just a very short glimpse at an example of companies, 3 popular games that pay 30% to digital distribution platforms. Why are we better? On the low end, we're 50 to 100 times more cost effective than competing streaming solutions. With our server-side product, we're over 600 times more cost effective with our asset streaming technology, which is proprietary. And we're the only company on the market that actually has developed that in-house and offers that. Our solution is very easy to set up and use, and you get cross-platform support out of the box. This is just the market for games. That's where we started, but we're quickly moving into a bigger market of applications. So any software that runs as a PC application or a mobile application can be ported and published and hosted online on a company's website. We are a B2B SaaS company. These are the 2 plans that we have, formerly the studio tier, now called the pro tier, and our enterprise tier. And these subscription prices that you see here, on top of that, we have a usage-based model like your typical cloud vendor. We have over 640 companies that have signed up on our waiting list just for our integration for Unreal Engine, which is one of the most popular suites of 3D software. And we have 1 customer, a game studio out of New York, that's created an online educational game that they actually serve to their users who are on Chromebooks. We're projecting 6.7 million in revenue by the end of fiscal year 4. And why now? There's essentially new technology that has come to Chrome that was what I mentioned is 600 times more effective, more cost effective, and that's asset streaming with web GPU. And a lot of companies are sick and tired of paying 30% to platform owners like Google or Apple. Our go-to-market plan is offering a 1-month trial and partnering with the major cloud vendors to distribute our tooling and our platform. And this is the company that I mentioned that's an educational game studio. Just kind of a short backstory on them. They were previously distributing their application through the Steam PC Games storefront on Google Play and using Amazon's cloud service AppStream. They don't use any of them anymore. They just use the Wonder platform to deploy their application anywhere. It runs on every device with the browser. They're a very happy customer. Our competition right now, I see that this slide is a bit different than I had left it, but essentially all of our competition right now, they're using pixel streaming solutions, so their cost is much higher. And we've already raised 600,000 Canadian at a 6 million valuation, but we are looking to raise more this summer, and we're going to be integrating with more of popular 3D frameworks. I'm personally the COO and co-founder and a graduate of the League of Innovators program, and my CEO, CTO, and co-founder has 20 years of experience working with software and specifically with WebAssembly. And our ask is a 1.2 million seed round. And these are our investors. And one thing more I'll mention is we're actually a recipient of a grant from Google for their advanced web app fund, funding software companies using technologies to create new innovative applications in Chrome. And actually just this week, we're the recipient of a new grant that I actually can't disclose for a few weeks, which come talk to me perhaps after, and I can tell you a little bit more about that. But thank you for tuning in, and any questions?
Round of applause, please. Excellent. Thank you so much. Due to time constraints, I have one question for you, wherever you are. What are the use of funds? 1.2 is a good chunk of change. What will you put that towards?
Absolutely. So the types of developers, software engineers that can work with this 3D web technology are far and few between. They're mostly at tech giants. So they're not very cheap. So we're going to be using funds to do hiring so in these software engineering roles, and also sales and marketing so that we can actually handle more accounts and close more contracts with these software companies.
Perfect. Thank you. A round of applause one more time.
Awesome. Okay, I promise you're almost done hearing my bad Star Wars puns. One more. So coming up next, we have Chowdhury with NTWIST. Rumor has it that NTWIST is more reliable than C3PO, possibly even R2D2. I'll leave that to Chowdhury to say.
Thank you. I know I am in between the break and my presentation, so I will try to be more interesting. What is NTWIST? NTWIST is, our philosophy is bringing the new twist into industrial operations. That's what we do in a nutshell. How we do it and why we do it, right? The opportunity itself is by providing a data-driven decision-making power to the industrial operators, we can bring $1 billion inaccessible value to the table, back to the table. Otherwise, all that money will be either wasted or going to tailings. While we are improving the operations, we can also improve their greenhouse gas emissions and reduce or make it a better planet. And the way we do it is through our platform by collecting the data and providing a better recommendations using our AI technology. We have developed this product or our platform which takes what is possible to validate against what is happening today and make the recommendations so that we can improve the operations. Last year alone, we were able to showcase $17 million additional profits to our partners. So what is the problem, right? In any industrial operations, the information is very siloed and it's very difficult to understand and see the bigger picture end to end. Lack of that context itself caused this problem, hence we end up developing this platform. And bringing all that information together and provide the context would allow operations to save money, either reducing the cost of operations or improving the throughput. And with that, a simple example, applying the same techniques in a gold operations, in a mining, we were able to showcase $120, improving both top line revenue and a cost. We have various partners we are working, and we proved our technology applying with the biggest mines of Canada, and we've been working with various partners, and we have a strong sales pipeline. Our average contract value is around $200K, and last year we made $1 million revenue, and we are growing around 80% year over year. We do have a competition. Some of the platforms, such as C3AI, Aspen Tech, and whatnot. But what differentiates us is bringing the technology, adding the domain knowledge, makes us so unique so that our platform will become a plug and play. And the domain knowledge is what helps us to provide a continuously learn and improve upon. That's what differentiates us with the industry today. And most of our competition is multi-billion-dollar companies. Today, we are seeking for $2.5 million. We have a plan to raise this year alone. And with that, we should be able to get to 4 million run rate year over year within 2 years. And we have a strong team, myself, Chaudhary Menavilli, and supported by our CTO, Siddharth, who has a PhD in artificial intelligence. By the way, he dropped off from PhD program. And Ilya, who had a PhD from metallurgy, who is from University of Toronto. And we have my colleague, Kevin, is here. He's a MBA and a CPA who looks after the finance, and supported by Kyle, who is responsible for sales. We have a strong team to execute our vision. And once we win this mining industry, we have a big plan to go after each and every industry in the world so that we can make the world a better place too. Thank you.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you for that pitch. Question for you, and I'm assuming he dropped out for good reasons from the PhD, but we'll leave that behind.
He was excited with our vision.
Okay, we like that. Your revenue model, what does that look like now, and what do you hope to transition it to in the future, if at all?
MVP model?
Sorry? Your revenue model.
Oh,
sorry,
revenue
I talk
model.
fast.
Yeah. I mean, right now, predominantly it is a contract-based, and we wanted to get to a SaaS model. That's what we are hoping to.
Perfect. And talk to us about your pilots all the way through to full development. So how long does it take to realize value with your first customers?
Yeah. So right now, the pilot would be anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. The longest pilot is around 3 months. And the realization of the value is within weeks. As soon as we implement and the operators start seeing the recommendations right away.
Okay, perfect. Give it up one more time. Thank you.
All right, we have gotten through 10 pitches, and we're going to take a break. But before we do, I have a couple of things I want to make sure we cover. First of all, let's hear it for Yasmin. That was an incredible question period. Let's hear it for all the pitches. Let's hear it for Chase. Just so you all know, I just got a text from someone who's not easily impressed, and he said, these are shockingly good pitches. Is that a compliment or insult? I'm not sure. The pitches are incredible. Look, we're about to take a break. I want to give a shout out to the Accelerate Fund because we're about to take a break. You're going to meet some people, and I just want to tell a quick story here. The manager of the Accelerate Fund, Arden, may or may not be in the house. I met my co-founder due to a referral that Arden said, hey, go meet this guy at Startup TNT. My co-founder showed up. We were doing a facilitated conversation about MailChimp newsletters, which is basically me and the bar owner at the bar just hanging out. This is the kind of stuff that happens at TNT. Also, Accelerate Fund, it was only a $10 million fund a few years ago. Now it's a $23 million fund. They only invest in Alberta startups. Let's hear it for the Accelerate team for Alberta. Thank you very much, Accelerate Fund. Now listen, going into the break, I have a homework assignment for us. We all are to go meet at least one new person that we don't know before. And special bonus points if you meet any of these people. A boss's uncle lives in Pakistan, works for a YEG startup. He's here in the house. One of the original founders of Startup Edmonton here in the house. 2 TNT investors that now work for a TNT-funded company called 0 Point Cryogenics here in the house. Someone from Health Cities here in the house. 2 people from API here in the house. Investors from Flying Fish and the Accelerate Fund, kind of pointed them out. And someone who sold his moving business to Microsoft. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Sold his moving business to Microsoft. Okay, go have fun. 10 minutes on the clock. Reconvene.
Everyone, our break is almost over. Please take your seats. 1 minute to go. Okay, everyone, grab your seats. We're going to get started again. How many of you have met those great people that Zach was mentioning?
Yeah.
Everyone take your seats.
We have to do the thing, right?
What's our thing?
1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and we're live?
No.
Put your hands up if you meant.
No, we're all going to say everyone's name out loud.
Wait, didn't you prompt them with something different? You prompted them with a challenge.
Well, yeah, but okay, sorry.
You're like, I've got this great idea.
I guess you're right. I did. Oh, we got to bring it back. We got to bring it back. Is this microphone working? Is this microphone on?
Hello, hello.
Guys,
Come
you
on
an
back.
incredible audience for the first 10 pitches. You still want to be an incredible audience for the next 10 pitches. This night is getting better.
Should we get our lightsabers back?
Where's our lightsabers?
That's the problem.
Thank you.
What did I drop? All right, I think we have to move it along.
Okay.
All right, we know some of you are getting drinks. Flow back in as you get your drinks. We got to keep this show moving. We got 10 more pitches to get through. What's happening next, Lindsay?
Well, I want to give a couple of shout outs to our sponsors. Starting with one of our best friends, Takata Northern Trust. It's the private equity arm of Midnight Sun Financial, a local financial management firm. And they count some startups, local startups, in their portfolio and would love to add more. Thank you, Takata Northern Trust, for being one of our best friends.
Let's hear it for Takate.
Thank you. And we also have a shout out for Alberta Enterprise Corporation. They were the very first group to reach out to us back in 2019 to sponsor.
They sent us an email and said, we'd like to sponsor what you're doing.
Yeah, so they are...
Thank you, Alberta Enterprise Corporation. Still here today.
Yeah, they are one of our close friends, and they are a Crown corporation that invests directly into VC funds that have operations in Alberta. Their most recent investments include Sprout Fund, based here, right in Edmonton.
Congratulations, Sprout! Let's hear it for them.
Nice.
I'm not sure if any of the Sprout people are here tonight.
As well as the 51, a women-focused fund based in Calgary. Thank you, Alberta Enterprise Corporation, for being a close friend.
Let's hear it for Alberta Enterprise Corporation.
And we have two core funding partners. We have Prairie Can and we have Alberta Innovates. And tonight we have IO from Alberta Innovates to come and introduce the next 5 companies. And I will also, just before we chat, let you know about our Q&A facilitator for this next round. Carrie Russell over there. Carrie has invested with TNT since our very first summit. And Star Wars reference coming up, you should also know that he's had a lot of success in the car business and may still be looking to sell you a lightly damaged Millennium Falcon. I'm glad you got this, Io. I like that laughter. Io, why don't you tell us, what does Alberta Innovates do?
Well, in a nutshell, Alberta Innovates is a Crown corporation, and we support innovation across the entire spectrum, from ideation all the way to commercialization. We support entrepreneurs, businesses, researchers, and ecosystem partners as well, such as Startup TNT. We have subsidiaries that do a lot of research to de-risk the development of new technologies as well. And yeah, we have amazing partners that we work with, and we're really glad to be a great supporter of the ecosystem. So give it up to Startup TNT. They've been an amazing partner to us in the ecosystem.
Thank you, Io.
And of course, I should acknowledge Amy too, right? We're right here in the building. So yeah, give it up to Amy.
Thank you. Okay, and I think there's something very exciting happening at the end of this month that you want to tell everyone about?
Oh yeah, have you heard about Inventures? Anyone? Woohoo! Yeah, so Inventures is the tech conference by Alberta Innovates, happening end of this month, May 31st to June 2nd in Calgary. If you're not registered, please go and register. Just go to inventurescanada.com. Yeah. If you do .ca, it will take you there too, but inventurescanada.com. And then you can reach out to me. I'll be happy to sort you out if you're looking for a ticket.
Fantastic. I will leave you to introduce the next 5 companies. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this is a true story, and you have to believe me. Earlier this year, I wanted to go to Jasper, and I wanted to rent a car, and I thought about driving in a Tesla. And then I started thinking, well, it's cold, where am I gonna charge it? What if I'm stranded on the way? And I ended up going in another car anyways. But the point is, isn't it such a pain when you're going somewhere and you have to go on Google to find parking near, and then you need to put the location you're going? It's a lot of stress. Well, if that's been a problem for you, and you probably have an X-Wing and you're looking for where to dock your X-Wing, then you need to listen to our next presenter. So give it up to Curtis from iStall.
Hi, my name is Curtis Allen, the founder of iStall. Before I got into parking, I built, syndicated, and managed a portfolio of about $500 million in multifamily real estate on behalf of accredited investors, very similar to the people in this room. So my job was effectively managing property managers. And if you ask a multifamily property manager what their problems are, they will always give you the same answer: people, pets, and parking. I definitely can't manage people, and I can't even train my own dog. But parking, I got parking nailed. iStall was started out as a personal annoyance for me, but then became a personal passion project rooted in deep vested self-interest. See, we had sold hundreds and hundreds of empty parking stalls to some very, very smart investors who were wondering why those stalls were always empty, while at the same time, when they drove to the properties that they had purchased units in, they couldn't find a place to park. And so it turned out that the answer to those two questions were the same, which is that the residents in these properties were parked in the visitor parking. And so what I did is I bought a tow truck, built a registration engine, put up some signs, and started towing residents out of visitor parking. And it was highly, highly effective, so much so that we're now running visitor management at over 400 properties across North America. The product has evolved substantially from when it was just me towing hundreds of residents out of visitor parking and personally taking registration phone calls. And I'm happy to announce that the next phase of our development is in resident permit management. And resident permit management is so important because after you scare some guy that isn't supposed to be in visitor parking out of his stall, the next place that he's going to end up is in your stall. And so the resident permit management empowers anybody with a reserved parking stall to take care of a problem with the click of a button using click-to-tow. All for the low, low price of $98 a month. But iStall Pro for landlords is really where my passion started and really where the value of our product really starts to shine. And unfortunately, I don't have enough time in 3 minutes to get even into any of the details, but suffice to say that the returns that our rental landlords achieve from deploying iStall far exceed the costs of iStall on the bottom line. So we accrue revenue, and so it doesn't cost you anything. It adds a whole bunch of value while removing a whole bunch of work. So that's what we like to call the 360 win. There's about 5.4 million multifamily residential apartment condominium spaces in Canada, representing about 8 million parking stalls. And those parking stalls represent an addressable market of about $31 million in visitor management. If half of those properties are rentals, which is what we guesstimate that it is, then there's another $59 million in parking management fees that are just waiting for us to collect them. And so based on our success in the Edmonton marketplace, where we currently park 20% of all of the condos in the city, I believe that our addressable market is 20%. The obtainable market is going to depend on the people in this room. So, is there any questions?
Hey, Curtis.
Hi there.
So I just want to have a clarification because you have this business. In fact, I've used your app when I go to visit my son.
Awesome.
And, you know, it works good. And the good thing is there's usually a place to park when I get there to visit him. So thank you. But you have this business that you've built and you're pivoting to EV charging. But this is, and you're asking some money, but this is for the whole business. This is not just EV, it's your whole business. You're looking to raise some money so you can move to other areas. That's correct?
Yeah, so being in the parking industry, I figured we need to get into EVs and started looking at how we can enter the EV space. And there's a fantastic play in EVs that comes back to some of the knowledge that I've got from being in the property development industry, which was sub-metering. So condo boards hate adding condo fees. And one of the best ways to not have condo fees is to push the cost of the power onto the residents. But the cost of sub-metering is very expensive. So there's these companies that would kind of develop a play where they would approach a condo board and say, hey, you know, we'll put in all this infrastructure for you, and you don't have to pay us anything. We're just going to charge a levy to the end users. So the condo gets to kind of push the cost onto the individual users in the condo. And I thought, you know what, we can do the same thing with EVs. So every one of the properties that we service save about 5. So literally only about 1% of our properties are currently serviced by EV charging infrastructure. If we take a similar model where we're going to charge the cost of a cup of coffee to an end user that wants to charge or needs to charge their Tesla or their EQ or whatever EV, we can actually recoup not only the cost of the charger, but have an incredibly profitable returning asset that is effectively guaranteed by the condo corp itself. So it's an amazing investment, but I was when I started to initially run it past investors, they were like, you know what, you should just focus on your core business first. And so that's what I'm pitching for, is an investment in iStall itself. I'll probably be back pitching iStall EV as like a as its own thing. But right now we're looking for capital in iStall. Now we've got an EV partner. The company's called Sparkle Solutions out of Toronto. They're the second largest laundry operator in the country. It's really interesting that they also do EV. But we've got a blossoming partnership with Sparkle. They're going to bring us another 70 properties from 2 of the largest REITs in the country. And they've already developed and deployed 200 EV chargers, and we're going to integrate iStall's technology with those EVs. Problem with an EV charger is that you need a smart parking meter first in order to make it work. If you're going to share an EV charger among 200 people in a condo, you need something that's going to tell the guy that's using it, you need to get out. And you need to get out now, and we're charging you lots of money, and you're not getting any power. We're charging you more, because you can't tow that thing. Like if you plug a cord into an EV, lock it and walk away, you can't tow it. You can't tow it at all. So you need to just charge them lots of money, which works out for everyone.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Kerry. Well, have you ever wondered what technology could keep Darth Vader's heart pumping for centuries? I wouldn't mind that. I don't think I would mind living for centuries. Maybe not, maybe. I can't make up my mind. But definitely we need to listen to our next presenter from Synapsis Medical Technologies. Give it up to Pridham on the virtual screen somewhere. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Preetham, and I'm the CEO of Synapsis. At Synapsis, we develop sensors and algorithms for cardiovascular screening. Cardiovascular disease, or CVD, is the leading cause of mortality around the world. According to current trends, it will affect 1 in 3 of us during our lifetime. It is a large problem that's growing at an alarming rate. There are medical devices and scanning tools that we can use to measure our risk for CVD and potential cardiovascular issues. But these devices are inconvenient and they're extremely expensive. A single set of tests that we can use to establish our risk can cost upwards of $200. And as a result, these tools are used rarely for preventative screening and for preventative cardiovascular risk assessment. On the other end of the spectrum, we have wearable devices that are extremely convenient and user-friendly. But these devices are not clinically relevant. A clinician will never use the data from the devices to make an inference, for example. And these devices are inaccurate and are limited in their functionality. In an ideal world, we would have the combination of the medical device's accuracy with the convenience of a wearable device. And that's where Synapsis comes into the picture. At Synapsis, we are developing a convenient real-time cardiovascular screening tool that's 1/10 the cost and 10 times as effective as existing solutions. We achieve this by building our own custom hardware, which makes it more convenient for the end user and also brings down the overall cost of our solution. And we consolidate multiple CVD tests and parameters together using our device. We use this data to create a highly personalized risk profile for a cardiovascular event for our end user. So custom hardware leads to highly personalized risk profile data and unique data streams. We use this data stream to create a dynamic action cloud, which provides specific measurable interventions that a user can take to improve their heart health and reduce their cardiovascular risk. We use the same data to provide additional information for the clinician to make improved inferences from a clinician's perspective. So we are currently running a pilot project in Canada for technology demonstration in partnership with a startup company based out of Quebec. And we are in conversations with a hospital system in India to run data studies there. We have clear indications both from the clinician and end user side that there is interest in our product and our solutions. And nearly 1 in 10 users with no health concerns would still buy Synapsis' solution if it were available today based on our service. So we have a strong team with the technical expertise on the sensor and technology development side, on the clinical validation side, and on computing side to be able to execute on our vision. And we've received support from a number of organizations in the community, as shout out to them at this point. So we have bootstrapped to this point of technology demonstration, and we are also making some revenue from our pilot projects. We are looking for a $300,000 pre-seed round, and the funds will primarily go towards our software platform development and for data studies. We would also allow to have contacts in the medical device manufacturing side and healthcare providers as well. Assistance on strategy and go-to-market would also be helpful as we move towards actual commercialization and launch. With that, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Excellent. So I have a question. I think many would share it here. How is your device compared to the Apple Watch?
Yeah, so Apple Watch is a health and wearable focused device. Ours is essentially a medical device that's measuring clinically relevant parameters. Right from the very beginning, we designed our device so that it would be complementary and not be a competition to wearable devices like Apple Watch. So our focus is on building out a sensor core that's unique and producing specific data that's clinically relevant as opposed to what Apple Watch is doing or any other wearable.
Excellent. I have one quick other question. Who's driving your sales? Is it going to be medical advisors or is it going to be consumers?
Yeah, so it is the clinician who is intermediating the process. So they buy the device and they hand it over to their end users. We have a long-term plan of like releasing our products in a lighter version to the end user directly. But at this point, the process that makes the most sense from the clinician's perspective, especially, is for them to be actually suggesting the device to the end user.
Excellent. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much. Great presentation.
Thank you. So we know that reskilling is a very hot topic right now, especially with ChatGPT, AutoGPT, AI agents doing a lot of work that humans should be doing. Maybe even Chewy needs this to live the life of a bandit behind. Let's give it up to our next presenter, Eva from FutureCite.
Over 1 billion people will need to upskill in this decade to thrive in tomorrow's economy. In North America, this is a 1.7 trillion GDP gap every year that could be turned into a gain. Now, SMEs are the heart of every economy, yet half of them can't find qualified new hires. Disruptions from AI and hybrid work have added new skill demands to employers. And this has resulted in a flood of CVs for them to filter, adding additional time and costs. And educators can't get real-time skill demand info to update these just-in-time courses. And job seekers, they're so stressed to find a way to upskill, to get hired, and more yet, even stay hired. So, our AI-powered community network bridges skill gaps with a three-way match in real time during the pre-screening stage. This helps employers to save time and costs, and educators to meet skill demands, and job seekers to get hired. Now, how does it work? Well, all you do is answer questions to post a job, to post a course, or to post your candidate profile. And our system does a real-time three-way match. We've identified a growing global TAM of $153 billion a year and a market opportunity of $100 million a year by year 5 by building onto our SaaS platform with advertising, analytics, and wearables, and by expansion geographically. Now, as a serial entrepreneur, I've walked the talk. I've changed careers. I've gone to different sectors, so I feel the challenges. So in building our team, we made sure we bring our amazing team with experts in EdTech, HR, marketing, product development, and advisors bringing global industry experience. Our SaaS subscription business model uses free and paid tiers, and we plan to attain 50 million by end of year 5, and maybe even 80% gross margin by year 3. We differ from other competitors in our three-way match real-time system, all-in-one system, and we use a deep personalization at the pre-screening stage for SMEs, and we partner with all EdTech and all HR, unlike others. We lever community network effects with employers, job seekers, and educators. And in our outreach, we include social channels and campaigns, and we engage with these communities through our networking events and story content. I'd like to share an example. Catherine joined us as a job seeker earlier this year. She now has transitioned from cleaning rooms and offices to owning her own retail food business. Go, Catherine. We're so pleased that we now have our SaaS system in market. We have patents pending, and we also have raised $300K in non-dilutive funding. So the pre-seed round we're showing here will take us to market launch. The seed round will take us across Canada and into the US for $1.5 million in revenues by end of year 2. Today, we're asking for $500,000 to scale our team, systems, and grow our IP and go to market. So join us on our amazing journey to bridge skill gaps today so we can build a better world tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, Eva.
You're welcome.
So you're pre-revenue at this point in time?
Correct.
Have you had an opportunity to test the market for your product or samples, or how is that going, if it's going?
Oh, yes. Basically, we've actually interviewed chamber members. We have students from universities across Canada that have participated in the feedback, and they participated in our pricing strategy and the unmet needs. And so recently, just as last week, we actually signed our first paying customer.
Okay.
At pre-revenue. So.
Excellent. So just one other question quickly. I think this needs to be emphasized. How do you stand out when you're talking to some of the big guys in this business, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, people like that?
Excellent. Thank you for asking. Well, in our research with our stellar team, we did a comparison of the deep personalization or lack of personalization that Indeed does. They have zero past the skills. We go deeper to do the cultural and the interest match, which is the biggest problem in retention. And in addition, what we've done, let's say with, you see Multiverse on our chart. Multiverse was started by the Prime Minister Blair's son. And what he's doing is he's an ed tech that's going to replace all schools, and he caters to corporates. We don't do that. Our segment is going to be bigger because we don't do our own courses. We partner with educators, and we partner with HR, so the market size and take will be bigger. And Multiverse right now is valued at $1.7 billion at a 50 million revenue generation, which is where we are in 5 years. So we'll be bigger than 1.5 billion.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Eva. Great presentation.
Thank you, Kerry. Now, there's a question. How else can we live as human beings without water? It's not possible, right? Even the imperial vessels need water. And that's why we need to listen to our next presenter from Aqua Technologies. Give it up to Jennifer on the virtual stage.
Good evening, everyone. I am Jennifer Demery, and I am here to introduce you to our company, Aqua Technologies. And we'll do it like that. We are based in Grand Prairie, Alberta. We are an integrated water treatment solutions group. And just to touch on what that lovely gentleman was talking about, the industrial sector is consuming between 40 and 50% of all available freshwater resources. The municipal sector is consuming between 20 and 30% of fresh water. With the increase in population and the industrialization of society, it is estimated that only 2.5% of fresh water is available globally. Competition for water is growing in every continent, with governments implementing stricter regulations of water usage and treatment. Water tariffs are being imposed on industry, which has focused operators on zero liquid discharge and treatment technologies that allow water to be reused in an effort to reduce pollution, waste, and disruption in surrounding communities. Our Pro H2O technology is a patented technology with patents in Denmark and in Canada. It is a chemical-free ceramic membrane technology that filters 99.9% of all suspended solids, hydrocarbons, and bacteria. The Pro H2O has been used in the oil and gas, mining, and municipal sectors with successful results and gained interest from all of our networks. We use a variety of technologies in our solutions group to offer a small footprint, low energy grid tap-in, environmentally sustainable, and one-stop solution for water treatment needs. These solutions offer mobile, scalable in series, automated, and cost-efficient options for our clients to clean water. Our co-founder, Daniel Nelson, is the owner of a very successful oil and gas service company that he founded in 2001. We have a small team with a great deal of experience in the oil and gas sector, water treatment space, customer relations, and communications business. My apologies for skipping over everybody's faces. Our goal is to raise capital to build our first 4-loop Pro H2O system. Our systems currently have capabilities of between 1,300 and 2,000 cubes of clean water per day. We would like to increase the volume capacity to 3,500 cubes per day to meet the requests and needs of our client base. We've done extensive R&D that has brought us from a concept to reality. We've carried out numerous pilot tests and trials, which has proved to be efficient and effective. Actively at the moment, we're working on developing water hubs, indigenous water infrastructure, and municipal water treatment plants. Our company has a strong network of clients and partners that we have built. A majority of these clients are looking for water treatment solutions now, which is a big push for us to get moving on our building of our 4-loop system and give us more opportunities throughout industry to clean water with the increased volume capabilities and efficiencies. It will also create job opportunities for our communities in Alberta and BC and Saskatchewan, as well as creating job opportunities for our Indigenous partners. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your time and consideration.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have a question about your business. You've bootstrapped so far with your business?
Sorry, I'm just going to try and see you here. I'm just going to get out of this share screen.
Well, I just want to get an idea. Like you have an active business. I've watched your videos, and there's lots of looks like highly technical equipment. What are your? Do you have sales?
We do have revenue. And to answer your question, I completely understand where you're coming from. It came up in my meeting this morning. We have really been against a number of different things that have come up. COVID was a really, really difficult time for us to showcase our business. I also think that the water regulations have been a big part of our issue in building a really strong clientele, especially in Alberta. We've actually had a lot of interest internationally, but again, there's been a number of restrictions over the past 2 years that have kind of enabled us from doing anything immediately. But I will say that the research and development, the networking, and the patent and the technology, we are ready to rock and roll.
Excellent. Well, everybody can agree that water treatment is really important. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Well, this is going to be my last assignment here tonight. And the last but not the least on my list here, before I get into that, I've been looking for an opportunity to say, may the force be with you. So I may not be able to come up here to say that. So may the force be with you. And clap you shall. So have you ever wondered how Queen Amidala, takes care of her skin? Like she glows, right? Well, you need to listen to the next presenter because this is an opportunity for you to have your own specially designed, specially formulated skincare product for yourself, specially made for your skin. So put your hands together as we welcome Ade from Adewunmi.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to share with you some of the things that we've been working on over the past 6 months with my team. Our company is called adewunmi, and what we're doing is we're using artificial intelligence plus a hardware machine to create customized skincare products. There's a picture there. If anyone in the audience buys skincare product, have you ever had that experience where you're in a store and you're like, what do I buy, right? Is there any hands? Oh, okay. More people on this side, I think, cosmetics. So what we're doing is we're essentially trying to solve this problem for cosmetic companies by using artificial intelligence to analyze the customer's skin and help them create personalized skincare products in a profitable way. The reason why this is essential is because the needs of the customer are actually changing. Let's say, our preferences are changing, our diet is changing, like the things that we're doing are constantly changing, and our skincare products have to catch up to that. At the same time, there's an increased need for sustainability, right? Like companies have to use less plastic, they have to produce ingredients in a more sustainable way. At the same time, there's revenue lost whenever you can buy a product, right? There's very low loyalty in buying cosmetic products. So what we're doing is we're solving that by creating mass personalization at retail. So the idea is in the future, when you walk into a retail store, there will be a machine, kind of like the one I pictured here, that you can actually analyze your skin using artificial intelligence, and the machine will actually dispense, like a 3D printer, a custom skincare product for you. This will happen. The manufacturers will be able to ship ingredients from the factory, from the labs, directly to the consumer. The consumer can try it and give data using their face scan, and the company can essentially know which products are working better so that consumers get the best product overall. Our business model essentially is we sell the hardware to the skincare companies at an 80% gross margin from how we make it, and we also have a monthly subscription on our software. What's not mentioned there is we actually supply the ingredients to the companies as well, so we have revenue from that. Overall, what we actually did was we started about 3 years ago now working with the customers themselves. We're actually creating B2C products for customers, and we've had revenue from that, and we've taken all the learnings we've learned from that to start automating the entire system using technology to create systems for cosmetic companies. I have a great team that is awesome and working on this problem. To highlight, we have Koji. He's actually here in the audience. He came in from San Francisco today to join for this presentation. Yeah, you can clap. I think someone was clapping for him. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And then, so we have Koji, who's worked in robotics. We have Chris, who's our software engineer. And then we have Pada, who's our cosmetic researcher and formulation. The market for cosmetic products is pretty large. Everyone's using it, and it needs to be, and it's growing actually at an annual basis at 5.3% per year. And to finish my presentation, customers are willing to pay more for customized products. So join me in this revolution to make customized products for customers.
Great job. Okay, so you've moved from the customer to retailers or to cosmetic providers?
To retailers and cosmetic providers.
And how's your initial testing with those people going with your machine? I think you have some pilot going or you're working on it. How's that going?
Pretty good. We're in talks with 3 main companies in each of our customer segments to start piloting our products with them within the next few months. It's going so far it's going really well. They're very excited to try this new technology to finally use artificial intelligence in cosmetics.
Excellent. Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we have 5 more pitches left, and then it's 2 red stars. So, before we get to the pitches, I want to give a shout out to 2 more sponsors that have been with us for a long time. One of them is KRP. You may know them. They have a building across the street. They're a homegrown accounting firm. Knowledge, relationships, and possibilities. That's what KRP now stands for. They do more than accounting. They help their clients understand their data, make informed financial decisions, and I know from experience because they do my accounting, I'm getting a tax refund this year. I'd also like to give a shout out to CBRE, our original BFF sponsor. CBRE is a global leader in commercial real estate and services and investments. With services, insights, and data that span every dimension of the industry, they create solutions for clients of every size. They've helped out many entrepreneurs in Edmonton. So big thank you to Jeremy Deeks, Mark Anderson, and the entire team from CBRE. Let's hear it for CBRE and KRP. Thanks, everybody. Now, to take us home, I'd like to welcome someone who's been on the stage many times. They've been with us for a while as a sponsor. It is Jean-Luc from BDC. Welcome, Jean-Luc.
Thank you, Zach. It's happy to be here. Happy to be here for sure.
Now, BDC is a bit of a different type of bank in the traditional sense.
Right.
For one, you haven't gone bankrupt. No, but seriously, tell us a little about the life that you live day to day at BDC. What do you do? What's your day like?
Yeah, you bet. And you know, it's a good point. We're a little bit different than the RBCXs, no bank accounts, credit cards. We're really there to support entrepreneurs, right? And in areas that the typical banks wouldn't help you there, right? So what my typical day looks like, obviously taking care of current clients, going over things like that, but for the most part is having conversations with a lot of entrepreneurs. And a lot of them are in the room here. I know there's Chris from 0 Point, Jackson from Deeleeo, there is Khalees Williams from UpRow. What a great presentation, well done. And so yeah, so that's a lot of what I do, and it's actually my favorite part of what I do too, because that's where I can make the biggest, you know, impact on our ecosystem here and also the entrepreneurs that are putting their hearts out.
Well, if you're looking for some financial support of some kind, debt or otherwise, make a meeting with Jean-Luc. Are we ready to introduce the next presenter?
Yeah, I think we are. And you know, I'm happy that I got to present or host for this person here, because I've had the pleasure of working with them. And he's actually helping their local retailers deliver faster than Han Solo completed the Kessel Run.
Whoa!
So please, please welcome Jackson from Deeleeo to the stage.
Welcome, Jackson.
Thanks, Jean-Luc. Very happy to be here. So last year, we grew 9x and generated $700,000 in annual revenue. And like Jean-Luc said, it's because we are helping local businesses compete with major online retailers. This year, we've already started this year off averaging over $100,000 in monthly revenue. And with the current pipeline, we're projecting up to $3 million in annual revenue this year. To illustrate the problem that we're solving, meet Phil. He's a local coffee roaster who almost lost his business when the pandemic hit. Why? Because he just couldn't compete with 2-day delivery. And there are over 300 million businesses around the world with this same problem. And they're forced to offer same-day delivery when they don't really have the infrastructure to do so, making this a massive problem, not only in Canada, but around the world. So, in other words, with a click of a button, we integrate with our customers and allow them to start competing with the Amazons and Walmarts of the world. We enable local businesses to offer that same-day delivery solution in an easy and affordable way. In the very simplest terms, our customers, the businesses, create delivery requests. Our software, which is the key ingredient in all of this, allows us to automatically find the very best way and the very, very best driver to complete these deliveries the most efficient and cost-effective way. And then, of course, the execution is very important. Our drivers are vetted and trained to complete these deliveries in a professional way. Whether it's coffee beans, sporting goods, or furniture, we make sure their products get delivered the same day. Not in 2 days, not the next day, the same day. And we make money on every single delivery completed. My name is Jackson. I'm a former Canadian Olympic gymnast and the founder of Deeleeo. What might be the best part of Deeleeo is actually our team. They are the experience and expertise with logistics and logistics software development. It's the team that has brought us to where we are today. So last year we did 9x, and with the current fundraising we are doing today and our pipeline with some very exciting things in the near future, we anticipate a 10x growth in the next 2 years. Thank you very much, and happy to answer any questions.
Let's hear it. I didn't realize you were also an Olympic gymnast. Amazing. Okay, here to ask questions for Deeleeo and the next companies is Tiffany from Flying Fish.
Awesome. So you talked about some incredible growth from 21 to 22. Can you tell us what was the impetus for that increase in revenue? And is some of those things going to help you into 2023 also?
Yeah, the main the main portion of our growth was just hustling, just getting out there and making things happen. Really, that's the simplest way to put it. We did have a growth period at the end of December towards March that involved actually acquiring one of our competitors, and so to answer your question about moving to 2023, that could be part of our strategy, and the reason why is because our platform, we're able to integrate so many customers in such a small time period that allows us to bring on a lot of revenue in an efficient way, increasing our margins, increasing our profitability.
Amazing. Thank you. Give him another round of applause.
All right. So thanks again, Jackson, for doing that. Next up, we have Keshav from SnowBotics, who is actually setting record sales on the icy planet of Hoth. So please welcome to the stage here, Keshav.
A warm welcome to everyone present here. My name is Keshav Todi, and I'm here to present my startup, SnowBotics. First, beginning, I would like to explain a personal story here. So, last winter, my neighbor, who was in his 60s, had a heart attack while shoveling the snow off his driveway. I was saddened and shocked by that fact, but I would like to tell you all that it's very common. On an average, about 5.7 Canadians die every day due to snow shoveling. Apart from health risks, there are also some legal obligations. Last winter, my co-founder, Khush Patel, recently got a ticket for not clearing out the snow properly from his driveway. So, here's our solution, an automatic snow cleaning robot. It will clear the snow out of your driveway without you going to have to step out. Regarding the technological implementation, I will say to all of you that we are using a cutting-edge VSLAM technology and AI and ML algorithms. It can do SLAM and communication and localization planning on its own. Now, talking about the size of market, as we all know, Canada is a growing country. The size of market is expected to about $4.6 trillion. Can you even imagine? At a CAGR of about 38.6%. Also, I would like to tell you there are about 14 million households in Canada that receive snowfall every year. Now, talking about the business model, I would like to tell you that our business model is very profitable since we have kept a high margin on the sale of each product. We have a cost estimate of about $1,000 on the making of our product and a selling price of $1,800, making us a profit margin of 80%. We will be selling our product to both consumers and corporations, and we will be using platforms like B2B and B2C. Now, talking about traction. We are a relatively new company, but I think that's what set us apart. Started in November with ideating, collected the surveys in December. By the month of April, I will tell you that we completed initial testing of our prototype. And in the month of May, we have a meeting with the TDA regarding a $10,000 investment. Now, talking about our current needs. We are looking for $250,000 for pre-seed funding. We will use this money in helping us build our team, further developing our prototype, and then investing in research and development. Lastly, as we all know, a team's success is basically dependent on a company objective. But if I say one of my co-founder, Khush Patel, is an electrical engineering student, and another co-founder, Aryan Russia, is a computer engineering student. We also have support and guidance of some of the university professors and renewable organizations such as Alberta Innovates and Alberta Catalyzers, and so on. Lastly, in final thoughts, I will say that our progress is a testament of the hard work and dedication of our team. Our main objective is to revolutionize the snow industry, and I hope that we will be able to make a big impact on society. Thank you for your attention.
Well, and I saw your company and your deck, and I was like, yes, I definitely need one of those. And I know a few other people in my life. Like, come on, how many of you all want that so you don't have to wake up and worry about shoveling the snow before you go to work? In your deck, as I was looking through it, you talked about how you're bringing something unique because solving the problem of hard snow and ice has been a challenge. Can you tell us, can robots do anything and everything? Why is that a hard problem to solve, and what did you do to solve that?
Yeah, definitely. So as we all know, we are right now in Edmonton. Just a few months back, I can tell all of us were experiencing minus 40 degrees C, isn't it? So stepping out in snow and clearing out the ice on your own, using the manual snow remover or the snow shoveler, it's been tremendous challenging. I mean, I can't even stand in the snow for that long waiting for my bus. So I will tell that our main aim was to stop the injuries and all the deaths related to snow. And secondly, we are aiming to make it a clean tech, since the oil-powered and gas-powered snow movers are harmful to the environment. Thereby, we want to supplement it by our technology and use AI and ML altogether.
Great, thanks so much. Well, I'm sure we all can't wait to get it soon.
All right, thank you, Keshav. Okay, the next company here, WWiKY Biosciences, who's developing a spectrum of cancer theranostics. So please welcome John to the stage. John, come on up.
Okay. Good evening. My name is John Yao. I represent WWiKY Biosciences today. So WWiKY Biosciences is trying to develop a unique cancer treatment method. So this technology was developed by a group of professors from University of Alberta in span about 20 years and about $10 million research spending. So finally, we try to bring this technology to the market and trying to benefit the patient. So this is a group of professors. So right now we have filed 3 patents in 10 countries and territory. And the technology was transferred from the University of Alberta to the company. So the company owns all the technology right now. So we got the Health Canada approval for going to a clinical trial, phase 1 and phase 2. So we need money. But there's another solution to do that. So we form a joint venture company in China. So the Chinese company will take care of the clinical trial in China, and they receive the investor from there and then do that one. The data, so the scientists, the professors, the founders will go back to China quite often to make sure the clinical trial is the data is recognizable, and the data, generated data, will be useful for us, like for the WWiKY science in Canada, will greatly boost the value of the valuation of the company. So the ideal situation to this sense is maybe, hopefully, within a couple of years, some big company will recognize this one and about it. So that's big hope for us. So that's a business model for us right now. So right now we're trying to raise about $250,000 to $500,000. That's only just try to cover the business operation and include the IP costs. So we use that as a unique business model, try to use the minimum amount of investment and achieve a bigger goal. So, So this is a few example of similar company have done the deal. So as a startup company or biotech company, the win was the best way is just when you do some study and demonstrate the technology, and the big pharmaceutical company will buy it. So that's the easy and good way for getting the investment return and get the technology benefit the patient quickly, because the big pharma, they have the resource and the power to bring the product in the market very soon. So yeah, that's all I can present today.
Thank you. I mean, such important work. Cancer is something that everybody knows somebody that's dealt with it. So maybe you could talk to us and tell us why your company, is the one to find success right now. What kind of key things do you think give you the edge to, gain momentum and find a win?
Okay, great. So the technology was developed by several professors. I have the privilege to involve some of the research, but I've been working in the pharmaceutical industry for more than 10 years when we first know this technology, and then immediately I realized this is a very good way. So basically, this is, I can spend hours talking about the technology, but the idea is just, this is target some cancer, which is right now all the method, like chemotherapy or radiotherapy, could not solve the problem, which is the hypoxia. So it's like a tumor, the solid tumor. A lot of times, 40% of the solid tumor has the hypoxia. Hypoxia means that not enough oxygen in the certain tissue. So this is the spot which causes the resistance. Because, like for example, if some patient get the treatment, everything looks fine, but after a couple of years, cancer come back because that specific area, the drug cannot go there. So because the blood vessel cannot go there, there's a cause, because there's a reason causes the hypoxia. But our drug is target this one. So this is the only drug in the market right now where to have this idea. By the way, this technology, this finding was awarded Nobel Prize in 2019. So it's very important and well recognized by the scientific community.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, John. All right, so we've got another really exciting company coming up here. They're actually Canada's first manufacturer of 3D printing filaments. So please, Alberta's, please, welcome to the stage, Alex from Canadian Filaments. Give a round of applause.
Alrighty, hi, my name is Alex, and I'm the founder and CEO of CanadianFilaments.ca, Alberta's first manufacturer of 3D printing filaments. Now, I got my start with 3D printing over 10 years ago. And at 19, I started my own 3D printing on demand company where I spent the next 3 years learning as much as I could about the industry. But I kept on running into the same problem. Like ink for a normal printer, 3D printing filament is a consumable, and almost all of it was being imported and manufactured overseas. So finding a reliable and quality supplier was difficult. Combine that with long distance shipping and the cost of import, it was also expensive, and things only got worse during COVID. So I asked myself, could I manufacture filament for cheaper than what it costs to import from overseas? And the answer was yes. I'm now manufacturing locally with higher sustainability, higher quality control, and fast on-demand production. Plus, customers love supporting Canadian-made, especially when it's a fantastic product at the same price that they're already used to paying. I'm manufacturing 1 kilogram of filament every 5.5 minutes for $10, and I sell them for $25 to $29, maintaining a 60 to 80% profit margin at retail. Now, growing at around 30% per year, the 3D printing market is estimated to be worth around $63.5 billion by 2026. Amazon alone will sell $110 million worth of filament just this year. My goal is to make it as easy as possible for customers to learn about and switch over to using my filament. And I'm doing this by casting a wide net and getting my filament in the hands of as many distributors across Canada as I can. My goal is to get my filament and to have a reseller of my filament in every lower province by the end of the year. To grow traction, I gained $180,000 in seed funding to set up my facility and start manufacturing. I won the Youth Entrepreneurship Award offered by RBC and Futurepreneur, and I grew a social media following of 25,000 by live streaming how I manufacture my product on TikTok. In 2022, I finished my first year of business with $90,000 in revenue. I now am in my 8th month of my 2nd year, and I've generated $85,000 in revenue, which is 73% higher than the same time last year. I expect finishing this year with $150,000 in revenue and profitable. I'm currently looking to raise $250,000 to fund the purchase of new extrusion equipment that would make my material even better and more than double my output per hour. This would also allow us to expand our product offering, reduce manufacturing costs, and reach new customers, which would allow me to scale my venture faster and to new heights. Thank you all for your time tonight. I'm very happy to answer any questions you have about me or my company.
Congrats, those are some great stats that you shared with us about your growth. So 10 distributors. Tell us a little bit how you got connected to those and sort of what that deal looks like for them and working with you.
Yeah, for sure. So the distributors are actually incredibly important because you can consider a distributor almost like a local expert in their area. And all local experts who are selling material have their own little groups around them that buy from them. So every single time I sign a new distributor, I basically am signing a whole new group of individuals who are able to buy, who now know about my material and are willing to buy my material.
And so did you get to know them through a lot of cold calls or just through personal, like did you know them personally? How did you get connected to these distributors?
Yeah, so most of them actually reach out to me directly, and it all comes through mostly my TikTok live streams. My top live stream I've ever done, I usually do 4-hour time slots. I had 180,000 people turn into one of my live streams. Even if 1% of those know about 3D printing, it generates quite a bit of revenue and buzz on my website.
Impressive. Another round of applause. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, we're coming close to the end of the pitches here. Another round of applause for everyone so far. They've been so great today. All right, perfect. There's a little bit of energy. Now I'm gonna try and juice it up a little bit here before we get the last one on stage here. So can I get the crowd to give me a Go Oilers Go? All right, there we go, perfect. Okay, next on stage here is Lindsay with AIRmarket. Lindsay, take her away. Round of applause, please.
Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsay Moore, CEO and founder of AIRmarket. We're enabling air traffic control for drones. There we go. I'm gonna take us on a little bit of a thought experiment right now. I want you to evaluate driving from Edmonton to Fort McMurray without any roads or any rules. I could describe that as a chaotic or a shit show. I could. Now, what I want you to do is take that and apply it to the airspace, okay? Scale that up, and then I want you to think about we've all seen these maps with commercial air traffic traversing across North America, thousands of aircraft in the air all the time. Now, put yourself in the shoes of one of those pilots, okay? Think of all that responsibility. Now, try to manage that chaos without any services, without any regulations, and every time you have to fly, you have to get your flight approved. Well, that describes the current industry for the drone market. So, enter AIRmarket and our solution. We start with our partner by deploying infrastructure, hardware and software that effectively instruments the airspace. And what that does, that instrumentation enables the airspace to support commercial drone operations at scale, from advanced air mobility to simple data collection for business intelligence. So, why should we be chasing this? Well, every single year, NAV Canada generates over $1 billion in revenue from traditional air traffic control services. The global market is poised to reach over $120 billion globally by 2030. And more importantly, we've identified 180 million reasons why we need to continue to deploy our technology stack right here in Alberta. So, how do we make money at this? Well, we conduct flight services, and we're paid per inspection. Our core business, though, however, is enabling airspace. and it provides us a revenue on a per minute basis. Lastly, we support our customers with our partner TELUS and provide streaming and data processing capabilities, and we're paid on a per gigabit data base. Now, how are we going to market? How are we capturing this? Well, we have the partnerships and the technology. We also now have a great source of non-dilutive funding that is going to enable us to expand all of our services to across the province of Alberta. Now, what that enables us is provides a rubric. It provides us the recipe to be able to scale these services to reach all of Canada based on industry demand. Now, this is the team that I've assembled, part of the team that I've assembled. These folks are every week sitting down and working with our regulators to help codify and right-size the regulations, ensure our technology and our services are ready to support the operations, air traffic control for drones. Now, what we're doing is we're bringing order to that chaos I described before. We are seeking $1.5 million in seed funding. That's going to unlock $1.7 million of undiluted, non-dilutive capital. And what we're going to establish with that is a flight operation service between Edmonton and Fort McMurray. We're going to generate $3 million in revenue over the course of the next 24 months. So we are seeking investors to join the 926 TELUS employees who have already invested in us and trust us and have realized that the future is friendly for AIRmarket.
Awesome.
Easy question?
Oh yeah, I got an easy question.
Good.
You went last. You get an easy question. So tell us, what is the largest barrier right now that you're up against in your company?
Ottawa.
So regulations, all the rules.
Right. Yeah, and that's the bane of our existence, right? Like we decided we were putting our head in the lion's mouth called Ottawa, and we're grinding through the regulatory detail. Someone has to do it, and we're doing it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Give an extra, being last is hard, so extra, round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lindsay. Let's hear it for Tiffany, too. Asking questions on the spot is a challenge. Handled it well. Okay.
Yeah. It is warm in here. We know that. Why is it warm in here? Because those pitches were so hot.
Let's hear it for the entrepreneurs. Let's hear it for them.
Okay.
All right, we got a lot to do here. The investors have a lot of work to do. We got about 7 more weeks of due diligence. We're going to be back here June 15th. 5 finalists raising money from the investors. At least one taking home some investment, hopefully more.
Yes. And just before you leave, we have a lot of thank yous that we want to get out. So first, one huge final thank you to all of our sponsors.
Let's hear it for the sponsors.
And to our tech and operations team, Jonah, Dom, Jocelyn, Mike, Andrew, Chloe, Kathleen, John, Jasmine.
Guys did a fantastic job tonight.
Want to co-host?
And all of our co-hosts, Angelo, Chase, Io, and Jean-Luc. Let's hear it for the co-hosts. Let's hear it for the Q&A facilitators, Rob, Yasmin, Carrie, and Tiffany.
And the entrepreneurs.
And Amy for hosting us tonight. This is a beautiful space. And all of you, stick around. We're going to Red Star after this. Make some new friends, have some fun. What's that?
Which is the way to Red Star?
That way.
This is the way.
This is the way. Is that a Star Wars joke?
I guess so.
Okay.
We've been found out.
All right, thanks everybody. Stick around, have some fun. Have a great evening.
Thank you.